Welcome into the South Hockey Radio Network, live on Mixlr and live on Twitch. Dylan Ward coming right back at you, here with John Ward once again joining me in the broadcast booth. And, well, the Titans took care of the Fenwick Friars in the Sweet 16, so now they have advanced to the Elite Eight, and it instantly gets a lot harder. It's Loyola Gold, the same team the Titans played in last year's Elite Eight. Obviously, in that game, Loyola was the higher seed, the favorite. Titans come into this one as favorites themselves. Loyola will be underdogs. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Gerard Boris on camera, as always. Wendy Freemuth keeping score for you on your screen. So, John, welcome back yet again. If you remember, in this long string of broadcasts we've been doing together, it all started with a game at the Glenview Ice Center against the Ramblers, which the Titans lost 2-1.
Yeah, Dylan, there's so many different storylines going on here tonight. One of which is Loyola fighting for its, hockey life this season. If they lose this game, they're done. And GBS can lose the game and still have their SHL playoffs to look forward to as they play a decisive game against GBN in that best of three.
Well, the state playoffs, obviously the more prestigious title to win for a high school hockey player. You want to get to the United Center, you want to play on that ice and host the trophy after the game. But some would argue that the SHL playoffs are harder to win because it's not the single elimination like the state playoffs are. It's the best 2 out of 3 series. And I'm going to hold that thought because as we get down to the end of warm-ups, nearly the entire Titans roster has left the playing surface, and I don't have a reason why for you just yet, but that'll be something to keep an eye on. I'm not sure. Maybe they're running to the locker room to grab something. I don't know.
I don't know. You got a couple, both GBS goalies and Mr. Ventura are still on the ice for GBS as Loyola is doing their regular ritual at this time, and they're coming around and surrounding their goalie at their neck and probably giving a last pep talk just among the players before they get to the bench and they get a last pep talk with their coach. Here comes GBS now. They came back on. Maybe they just went in for, I don't know. We will try to find out.
One thing I remember in the past, and I think this was actually during the season when I was a senior at GBS, they all didn't have mouth guards or something. It was something like that, and the referee came to the bench, and the entire team had to go back into the locker room, and I eventually figured out that was the reason.
Well, as these teams get ready and line up on their benches and get their last instructions from their coaches, Dylan, you'll know that Jim Philbin has been probably trying to tell them something pretty strong since their last game where they took a 6-1, thrashing, and that was allowing a lot of goals, set middle ice play that wasn't too spectacular. So they got to turn that around if they're going to come up with a different outcome today against Loyola. Loyola played a tenacious game against New Trier, ended up losing in overtime, but they did tie the game with 12 seconds left, so they have a never-give-up attitude.
Pretty large Loyola student section has formed. I can spot Patrick Loftus, cameraman on the SHL network. He's broadcasting the girls' Final Four earlier today in the morning and went home and came right back here to the edge at Bensonville. Looks like the Titans roster has returned to the bench. All right, 17 minutes on the clock. And we will get started here. Titans on your screen shooting from left to right. Loyola from right to left. Titans in black, Ramblers in gold. As we are underway, Glenbrook South wins the faceoff. GBS trying to get to the Final Four in the state playoffs for the first time since 2020, where they were all lined up to play Glenbrook North, where that tournament eventually got scrapped due to the COVID pandemic. A little redemption on the line here. Mason Van by his bench takes a check. Loyola with the puck. Still they fight for it. And eventually it's taken high by Messina. Got it to Cowan. He tried to slide it over for Levy, but it was out of his reach. Here comes GBS the other way. Keep your eye out for number 81 on Loyola. Jack Levy has 10 goals this season. 3 of those are against Glenbrook South. Sherwood goes down. Penalty coming up. It's going to be a Titans power play on the delayed call. Jack Mulvey's shot gets deflected high and eventually touched up by the Ramblers here. And real early into the game, the Titans will head to the advantage.
I didn't see that penalty. Somebody's going to go for Loyola here. Number 95. Charlie Bain's going to go. His coach is probably not too happy about that because he's been playing really well lately, putting up the numbers all season long for Loyola.
So the Titans get to work on the power play in front of a huge Loyola student section. Jack Mulvey ready for the face-off. It's taken by Loyola. They can't clear it out. Lochran keeps it alive. Adrian Sokol with a shot. Jobert blocks it. And the Ramblers will get it out to GBS's zone. Mikey Baker hounding Grant Lochran. Grant Lochran pushes him into the corner. Mikey Baker out there, number 88 for Loyola, looking for his second state championship of this school year. Took home the trophy for the Loyola football team. Braden Haney, Loyola's goalie, try and clear it out. Doesn't get past Lochran, who shoots. Blocked on its way and cleared over to the side. And the Ramblers will clear again. 1:16 to go on the power play. Adrian Sokol back in his own zone. Tried to clear it out. Kept alive by Levy. Dumps it back down for Sokol. Solid penalty kill here for Loyola Gold. GBS without many chances so far. Here's another giveaway. It'll go to Cowan, and he turns around and clears. Believe it or not, this is actually the first time in this tournament GBS has been on the power play. Didn't get any looks against New Trier Gray or Fenwick. Owen Allenberg into the zone, splits around a couple D. Allenberg with a shot that's blocked in close, giveaway here, and a shot by Ventura gets stuffed. And Loyola finds it and clears again. Just 29 seconds to go in the power play as Glenbrook South dumps it back. Ryan Cowan will clear it. Grabbed by Vanderplug with the glove. Owen Allenberg back for Vanderplug. Asher Vanderplug ahead to Matt Callahan. Callahan dumps it into the zone, taken away by the Ramblers, and they clear again. That's going to finish the power play as just 3 seconds remain. Out of the box comes Bain, and we are back to 5-on-5. GBS 0 for 1. Vanderplug's slap shot dump down into the zone. It's going to be grabbed by the Ramblers. Steenstrup races in there to intercept. Far side corner. Eric Steenstrup taken down behind the cage. Matt Callahan to Steenstrup below the goal line. Callahan gets it again, looking for goals in 2 straight state tournament games. Holmberg at the left point. This puck deflects into the Loyola bench and out of play. 13:26 to go in the first, still scoreless.
Dylan Steenstrup really gave it a great effort coming down the near board, working his way with a Loyola player on his back. Went behind the net, got pulled down. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty. I know that they were calling very few penalties against the New Trier Loyola game the other night, so I don't know if these are the same refs or not.
Woigela steals. Casper Woigela scored Glenbrook South's lone goal in Northbrook in Game 2 of the SHL semifinals. Here's a shot blocked on its way. Rebound, Sherwood puts it wide, and Loyola will get it again. All the way down it goes, below the goal line. Grant Lochran catching up to the puck. It comes back out to neutral ice, then down into the Ramblers zone. Dumped in again. This will be an icing against Loyola. Little miscue there, and it's going to result in an attacking zone face-off for the Titans.
I think I do recognize one or two, at least linesmen from the New Trier Loyola game. And what we saw the other night when we were trying to scout that out, Dylan, was a lot of heavy hitting. and the refs just letting them play. And that kind of looked like what was going on behind the net there when Steamstrup got taken down. The puck was 5 feet from him at that point. So we'll have to see how this game develops and how tight the refs are going to call it.
Didn't take long to get a penalty on the board. By the way, that call was for cross-checking against Charlie Bain. Jack Mulvey ready for the face-off on a line with Woijala and Sherwood. Face-off won by the Titans. Vanderplug dumps it low. Woijala behind the net. Couldn't grab the puck. Mulvey races in there. Gets it back for Woijala. Casper Woijala going back for Mulvey, and Jack Levy runs into Mulvey. And then Mulvey takes him down afterwards unintentionally. And now here come the Ramblers. Tommy Messina around Vanderplug. Messina, backhand shot. He was looking to beat Winger short side. Couldn't do that.
Hey, that was a couple pro moves there. Taking it all the way from his own blue line, working his way around the GBS defenseman, going wide. And as soon as he did that, he flipped that backhander that Winger had to make a pretty astute stop on that one, so that was pretty impressive.
1-1 the shots on goal, 0-0 the goals. Here early, less than 5 minutes into the hockey game. 12:18 to go in the first. Mikey Baker against Zach Freemuth at the dot. Face-off is won by Freemuth. We get it to Ventura, taken away immediately by Baker. Baker gives it up. Vanderplug by the Titan goal line. Titans can't get it out. Chris Sipe keeps it in, deflected, and it goes to Ban. Jason Ban ahead for Ventura. Nick Ventura dumps it into the zone, takes a funny hop off the far corner, and Loyola's going to get it out. Mikey Baker leading the charge for the Ramblers. He'll take a weak shot on target. Luke Winger with an easy stop, and that'll be Loyola's second shot on goal here in the first.
If GBS is going to dump the puck like they just did, they can't have 3 players chasing that puck. They've got to have 1, possibly 1.5 to 2 chasing the puck and a couple guys sitting back. Otherwise, you're going to get those quick breakouts like Loyola just did. They just had all the GBS players too low, and Loyola was able to spring out pretty easily.
Face-off in the Titan zone, won by Glenbrook South. Here comes Wyatt Sherwood racing through. Lost the puck as it got poked away. Charlie Bain over the line. Mulvey tugging at his sweater, then this one deflects high and out of play for another whistle. Now, John, these two teams match up really well against each other. The 3 times they've played this season, it's all been 1-goal games, 2 of which were in OT. GBS won 1-0 in a shootout, so no goals in that game. Both goalies got a shutout. 3-2 win in overtime for GBS at Allstate Arena in November, and then in January, Loyola takes it 2-1. Back underway, Glenbrook South with the puck. Almberg flips it out, glove down by Jacob Holton, and out of his reach. Matt St. John. Now it's taken away by Stevens. Stevens out to Callahan. Matt Callahan chips it in. Callahan with his 4th goal of this season against Fenwick on this ice. In the previous round, the Sweet 16. Both these sides looking to advance to the Final Four. Almberg dumps it in, goes below the goal line, and it'll be taken by Cooper Nelson. DJ Long out to neutral ice, tipped down, and the Titans will grab it. Almberg looking for Callahan, but it's out of his reach, goes right to Cowan. Ryan Cowan shoots, and that gets blocked on its way. Ryan Cowan still with the puck, gave it up here to Jason Ban. Over to the near side, looking for Almberg. This shot taken by the Ramblers goes wide, and now Nick Ventura ahead to Ban. Jason Ban into the zone, takes a shot, that got blocked by the skate of Will Steele. Freemuth hits a man into the boards right in front of the packed Loyola student section. Adrian Sokol shoots, that's blocked by Cowan, and Cowan gets it out to neutral ice. Here's Kadlik. Nathan Kadlik looking over his options, gets it to Tommy Messina. Messina ahead to Liam Finnegan. Finnegan takes a shot after stepping over the blue line. That was going way wide, but Winger will glove it anyways and stop play with 9:43 in the first.
Dylan, I've always been a big proponent of how you use your stick declares the winner of these games. That may sound obvious, but Cooper Nelson made a great play against Woodsworth, stopped his momentum as he tried to come in the blue line. I've already seen 3 plays since that play where having your stick in the right spot, the right angle, reaching out, poke checking is disrupting plays and causing havoc on both sides. So that's probably what's going to determine the winner of this game.
Close to a high stick, but no call there. Cadlick can't keep it in the zone. Steenstrup chasing after. Stevens, and the whistle sounds. A cross-check has been called here. I think it's going to go against Glenbrook South. Vanderplug visually upset as he skates to the box.
Hey, these are 2 penalties now. The only penalties called in this game are both cross-checking, both well behind the play. So if that's frustration showing up already, then Jim Philman's going to have to get that message across that you guys got to put that thing aside and play some hockey here and get some goals, not penalties.
Loyola with a power play goal in each of their state playoff games so far. 2 for 3, but the Titans might have a shorthanded chance. Jason Mann back for Fremont, and it gets sent back into the Titans zone. They will get the clear, but a missed opportunity shorthanded. Ryan Cowan, captain defenseman of this team. Into the zone it goes. Loughran turns around, chips it off the glass, and all the way down. That was about an inch away from going out of play and maybe being a penalty in the defensive zone. Chris Sipe over the line, right wing side. Sipe around Loughran. Chris Sipe, near side, left circle, turns around, tried to get it down low for Jobert. It didn't work out that way, and it'll go below the goal line. Almberg will find it. Owen Almberg along the boards. Jobert will keep it alive, left point. A minute to go on the power play as Cowan shoots. That gets deflected high. Now Chris Sipe, right side. Sipe below the line. That goes by Levy. And GBS will find a loose puck and send it the length. 39 seconds to go on the power play for Loyola. They've had some good looks, but not a shot on goal yet. Aiden Fisher around Ventura. Fisher into the zone, down the left wing side, then we'll take a lap around the net, play it off the boards. Adrian Sokol finds it. Try to clear it with a slap shot. It does get out of the zone. Jack Mulvey couldn't catch up to it for a shorthanded bid. And as Loyola dumped it back into the zone, it went on net, so that will be an intentional offsides that gives the Titans an attacking zone draw.
Good shift from Cole Jobert. He's the one who scored the game-tying goal in the New Trier game with 12 seconds left. Unbelievably, what a dogged effort that he had and that line had to get that game tied up with only 12 seconds left. Eventually, they lost in overtime, a heartbreaker.
Again, don't forget, this could be the end of the road for Loyola. They were eliminated from the SHL playoffs, so all they have left here is this state tournament. Out of the box comes Vanderplug. We're back to 5-on-5. He'll head to the bench. Callahan replaces him, and GBS has killed the penalty. A whistle here with 7:18 to go in the first.
Well, you can't miss Zach Walpin out there when he gets on that ice. I don't know what his height is, but he's a big boy, and he takes up a lot of space and causes a lot of trouble. What a great addition for Loyola.
Number 84 in gold out there, lined up on the right wing for this face-off, which the Titans win. Callahan through neutral ice. Matt Callahan over the line, left wing side. Callahan battles in the far corner. Two Ramblers and two Titans in that corner, fighting for possession. Eventually, Waltman gets it. Steenstrup steals it away. Eric Steenstrup down to Callahan in the corner. Cadlick intercepts. Nathan Cadlick to the far side. Loyola finds it. and gets it out of the zone. Titans will keep possession here with 6:47 to go in the first period. Still scoreless in Bensonville. Cadlick ahead for Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons dumps it down left wing side. It'll go below the goal line for Tommy Messina. Messina plays it to Levy. Jack Levy to Messina once more. Guarded by Adrian Sokol, and he found a way to get that puck away. Adrian Sokol skates through the neutral zone. Titans offsides here. And that'll stop play with 6:17 to go in the first period.
Just offsides by a foot. I know that's a lot in hockey, but a good rush by GBS. You know, they get a few more of those underneath their belts. They'll get those onside, and on those 3-on-2 rushes, they might be able to get a good shot on net and make Loyola sweat a little bit.
6:15 to go. GBS and Loyola played to a scoreless draw earlier this season, including overtime. Nothing until the shootout where Adrian Sokol got the winner. So technically no goals in that game, and both goalies credited with a shutout in the same game. Braden Haney and Luke Winger, both lettermen for their team. Wojcila back to Lochran. Lochran can't get it by Jobert. Jobert shoots a missile, and it goes wide of the net to the left. Now far side, Wojcila backhands it into the zone. Owen Allenberg finds it, enters the zone. Way offsides was Wojcila, and that'll stop play. And, you know, if this faceoff doesn't go back to the Titans zone, I think that would be considered a lucky break.
That was so funny, the GBS player coming across, picking up that puck probably faster than he thought it was going to come to him, and then he started racing for that blue line, and I can see his head go, ah! My player's 1 foot in. This play is done.
Jason Ban enters the zone. Left wing side. Now Freemuth taken away here by Chris Sipe. Interestingly, John, I don't know if it's just me, but I am not seeing the line of Freemuth, Ban, and Ventura out there as much as I usually do when the Titans go out and play a game.
Well, I mean, it's out there now, so that's a little bit more about what we're used to in these last couple. So we'll see whether Jim Philbin starts to make this a constant and get it back to a constant.
Ban far corner. Puck leaks out. Taken by Messina. He dumps it out. That deflects off the helmet of Levy. Adrian Sokol will take his time here to not make the same mistake of offsides. He will dump it into the zone. Chris Sipe has it behind the net. Here's a miscue. Callahan has a chance. He shoots, and a big save by Haney. Boy, 3 Loyola defenders. They just lost the puck there, and Matt Callahan had a wide open chance, and not very much time to react for him or the goaltender. Couldn't bury it.
Yeah, I thought it was a great job just to get a shot off. You know, he had 4 players pounding down his neck, all within, 6 inches. And so he got a kind of a weak shot that Haney had no problem stopping. But it was good that he got some shot off, given his limitations.
Face-off won by the Titans, but it leaks outside the zone, so they'll have to dump it back in. 4:10 to go. Period 1, no score between the Ramblers and Titans. This will miss a Rambler with a pass and be an icing. Also, John, the shots on goal here on game sheet are saying Loyola in favor 3-2. Now, I feel like there's got to be a few more shots in this game besides 5.
They might be just waiting to report those.
That's very possible, as we've seen that before. Waltman, this will be another icing for Loyola. 3:55 to go in period number 1. Again, Titans and Ramblers met in the Elite 8 last season on opposite benches. GBS was the lower seeded team in that one, and Loyola took it 3-1. And that ended GBS's season because they had already been eliminated from the SHL playoffs at that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure here. You know, the pressure. I think that there's a lot of pressure on GBS. You know, these are some of the main rivals, you know, that these kids face, you know, throughout the entire season, and they just want to beat each other. But Loyola, right, is going to be fighting a little bit harder because they don't have a game after this if they lose.
Hadlick. Lifted ahead, goes to Almberg. Owen Almberg ahead, Jack Mulvey trying to catch up to this one. Getting to it first is Cowan. Cowan ahead for Bain. Charlie Bain plays it off the boards, gets around Lochran that way. Toe drag and a release and a save by Winger. He got around Almberg with ease there. What a move.
The only reason I would say that those shots could be right is because we haven't said Winger's name very much, and he really held his own on that play. Just a quick toe drag, open line of sight, and the Loyola player shot it right into his number. And so, you know, he was able to stop that puck and knock it up a rebound. While the players are switching and getting ready for this face-off, I just want to say, you know, Owen Cowan is, I've watched 3 or 4 games of this, and that kid is a cool customer. And so we've got to watch out for him. He doesn't panic. You know, he plays a cool game no matter whether it's a breakaway or if he's playing defense 1-on-1.
Officially a defenseman, but one of the highest point totals on this team. Brian Cowan, 14 out there with 24 of them this season, 8 of them goals, 16 of them assists. Actually, the only returning player from Loyola Gold this season that had more than 5 points last season, and he had about 30. Still scoreless here as we inch closer to the end of the first. Less than 3 minutes to play. Jason Van, far side, by the benches. Miss Ventura with a pass. Looks like something happened behind the play as Haney will cover this one up, and Vanderploeg in some pretty significant pain as he labored over to the bench behind the play there. I'm not sure if our camera caught that, but we'll keep an eye over there. And actually, it looks like DJ Long for the Ramblers is going to get a penalty.
Yeah, I was just going to say, DJ Long was lining up Vanderploeg. You know, their coach has to be pissed. He's got his hands held up, you know, palms up, going, what? But literally, DJ Long just kind of lined him up, and all Vanderploeg was doing was clearing the puck. Nobody was even back there, and he just smashed him up against the boards for no reason. So he's going to have to sit for a couple and see if GBS is going to take advantage of this man advantage.
All right, second power play for the Titans. 0 for 1 so far. Lochran shoots, and that gets blocked by Sight. Chris Sight out to Jobert. Titans keep it in the zone. It's Wojula to Sherwood. Wyatt Sherwood tipped by Mulvey, and what a save by Haney on the quick deflection.
Loyola might look back at that save, and what a doozy that one was. That shot was going 3 feet wide of the net, and it was tipped. But the GBS player really changed direction, like about 2 feet, and Haney was right there to put the break on it.
This one gets cleared, touched by a high stick. And as it rolls all the way down, there's a whistle. It stops play.
I think we're going to get some offsetting penalties here. Might be looking at Jack Mulvey and Cole Jobert going in. So maybe they had some words, maybe they're swinging sticks. They're actually looking at each other in the penalty box right now. They're talking to each other like, hey, it wasn't me.
See, it's like the call against Mulvey is going to be slashing. All right, so we'll stay the 5-on-4 here in favor of GBS. Jack Mulvey unavailable for the next 2 minutes. GBS takes this face-off. Slashing goes the other way to Jobert as well, by the way, so coincidental slashing minors. 2:11 to go in the first period. 1.5 minutes to play on this Glenbrook South power play. Almberg to Ban. Jason Ban tips it ahead. Ban catches up to the puck, left side. There to defend was Aiden Fisher. Ban now in the corner. Ventura joins him to help him out. Battle along the boards for the puck, 2-on-1 for the Titans, and they still haven't gotten it free. They poke for it. Eventually this comes to Ventura. Gets taken down from behind. It's like no penalty's going to be called there. I don't think there should have been. And now there is going to be a penalty against Loyola. They got to just give Loyola the puck here, get a 5-on-3. And slides it over. Lochran dives for it. And eventually now the whistle will sound. So with 1:25 to go in the first, the Titans will have a two-man advantage for 46 seconds.
Are talking about Ryan Cohen, and by the way, I think I might have said Owen Cohen. I think Ryan Cohen's going to go to the box, and Aiden Fisher was doing a one-man show of eating up those minutes of that power play, but down in the corner when it got too tight, the Loyola player did a cross-checked a GBS player. Now you've got 3 Loyola players in the box versus 1 for GBS. So
Freemuth, Bannon, Ventura out there. Philbin is not messing around here with this opportunity. A full 46 seconds of a 5-on-3. Loyola will try and clear. Adrian Sokol keeps it alive. So he gets it over to Olmberg. Olmberg's shot just goes high of the crossbar. Rebound finds Freemuth. Zach Freemuth over to the near side. Olmberg with a wrister blocked by Sipe. Ventura gets it. Nick Ventura back up high to the left point. Adrian Sokol with a blast, and that just missed the cage. Ban to Olmberg. Olmberg back for Ban. This one-timer missed the net, and it'll roll outside the zone. 10 seconds left before it becomes a 5-on-4. Adrian Sokol's got it. Back in his own zone, Sokol throws it ahead. Zach Freemuth. Freemuth down the right wing side, puts on the brakes, 1 penalty over, back to a normal power play. Here's a steal by Mikey Baker. He's going to have a look. Adrian Sokol racing back there and grabs it right out of his stick. Big time play by number 87. Wojcila tried to get it over to Sherwood, taken away by Aiden Fisher, and he dumps it down. Just 10 seconds left in the opening period. Titans will have a power play that carries over to the second period unless they can find a goal here in these dying seconds. Adrian Sokol will ring it along the boards. And a whistle stops play with .1 on the clock. And John, I couldn't tell you what for.
That was a little odd because it certainly wasn't offsides.
I don't think there's physically enough time for Loyola to score here, so that'll be the end of the first period, 0-0, as the puck drops to make it official, and yet another low-scoring period between the Titans and the Ramblers here after one. Shots on goal also even at 4 apiece.
Loyola is down 2 men, so right now I would say that penalty kill has been pretty successful so far. They almost had a breakaway, and boy, would they look embarrassed on that play if Sokol didn't come back and make a sweet defensive play by grabbing that puck. I mean, to get a shorty and you're down 2, that's an anomaly, but that almost happened.
Dylan Ward and John Ward with you here on the South Hockey Radio Network, live on Mixlr and live on Twitch. Again, this is not the end of the line for GBS if they can't find a win. They still have SHL playoffs left. They still have to play Game 3 of the semifinals against North, and then, of course, the championship series if they can win that game. But, we talked about it in the pregame. This is, the prettier of the 2 trophies. This is the one that you want to have in the memory bank as you, go on with your lives and your post-high school years go on. When you think back to winning a state championship, winning an SHL championship doesn't even come close.
Yeah, winning the championship is awesome. There's a lot of great things that go along with that. Being able to say that you played at the United Center where the Blackhawks played is maybe not as important as the trophy if you got it somewhere else, but that's a pretty good second reason to win this game. Regardless, Loyola's playing a do-or-die game tonight. GBS is playing a do-or-die game for the state tournament tonight. They'll be playing a do-or-die game against GBN. So there's pressure all over the place. And so these kids are feeling it, but I guess this is the fun part about playing hockey and getting down to the end and seeing how far you can go. You know, the longer you go, the harder it is to lose. And these kids can win.
All right, we'll switch sides here. Period of the long change. Titans still on that power play for another 30 seconds. And the Loyola students wasting no time with the winger chance, as Luke Winger now on Loyola's student side.
There you saw Chris Sipe using his stick. Otherwise, that GBS player had beaten him around the blue line. So great play by Sipe with the stick to stop the play.
Another clear by Loyola, as Winger taps his stick to alert the Titans that the penalty has come to an end. So Titans all to 0 for 3 on the man advantage in this game. Jack Mulvey out of nowhere almost fooled Braden Haney, but he did get a pad on it to make the stop. Now ahead, Charlie Bain pokes it by Almberg. Bain down low, cuts to the near side. Bain being pressured will go down to the corner. Thrown in front, and Baker couldn't find a pass there, so it'll deflect out of the zone, and Ryan Cowan's got it. Gets it to Matt Klein.
Now that's offsides.
Thank you, John. 15:42 to go in the second period. Matt Klein out there, number 11 for Loyola. Earlier this morning, his sister, Sadie Klein, for the Loyola girls team, advanced to the Final Four. Or excuse me, to the state championship. It was the Final Four for the girls earlier this morning. Max, I know you said that you might tune in, so if you are, that was a lot of fun earlier today. Also, head coach of Loyola down there, DJ LeVar, also the head coach of the girls team as well. So he advanced to the United Center earlier today.
Congratulations to them. What an exciting thing to look forward to.
DJ LeVar is hoping that after the first game at the United Center, he'll be coaching another one with Loyola Gold, but GBS trying to put a stop to that. Callahan over the line. Matt Callahan shoots. He was looking for a deflection down low, but Stevens was tied up with Cowan. Steenstrup, he shoots in. A pretty good save there by Haney. It's a nice release by number 40, Eric Steenstrup of the Titans, and Haney deflects it up.
I like what Callahan did. He used his speed to go over that blue line, come across the middle. Then he just did a little stutter step and then went all the way to the left-hand side, and he drew most of the Loyola players with him, including Haney, the goalie. And then he tried to send it back to his player who was sneaking in from behind. He just missed him with the pass by about 2 feet.
Still nothing on the scoreboard here in the second period early on. This dump in by Loyola deflects off the linesman. And for that reason, the Ramblers are offside. So he takes a puck, and then he has to make the call that he caused.
I like that professionalism. He's probably got a little welt on his back, and he's still got the hand up.
GBS wins this neutral zone draw. Almberg to Jason Ban. Jason Ban with a shot, and that's turned away by Haney. Titans lead shots 7-5, 0-0 game. This one will be an icing by Loyola.
Just seems, Dylan, like you mentioned before, that it just seems like there's more shots that have been taken, more saves have been made than that total number. But we're going to trust that number. Right now, it's not mattering. We got to see who can put up a goal here. Grab some of the momentum in this game.
The most important stat in hockey, number of goals. Jack Mulvey at the dot, wins it back for Sherwood, who shoots it. He got blocked. Matt Klein on to Cowan below the goal line. Levy gets it to Messina, who takes a shot from neutral ice on target, and Luke Winger will make the save. Wyatt Sherwood ahead to Loyola. Casper Loyola, again, the lone goal in that 6-1 defeat on Wednesday night against GBS. Mulvey throws it to the net, and Haney bobbled it for a moment, but eventually covers it up.
Mulvey just threw that to the net, saying, "Hey, listen, better things can happen if that puck is around the net." And Haney literally blocked that one with his stick, and then surprisingly, the puck just stopped and sat right in front of him for maybe about a second. And he's like, "I better put my mitts on this one."
Fourth line for Jim Philbin, getting their first bit of ice time tonight. Adam Sokol, Benji Pajurski, and Dylan Monaghan, they get the face-off win. Back for Adrian Sokol, who dumps it down. Don't forget, as the home team, the designated home team at this neutral site, Glenbrook South gets the second change, and that puck is shot into the Titans bench and right off the dome of assistant coach Joe Locallo.
That's St. John trying to bank it off the boards and then go around the GBS defenseman, and he really flew that thing in there. You might have, that almost was stitches for one of the GBS coaches. What a great duck.
This 50-50 puck will be taken by the Ramblers. Ryan Cowan arcs it out to neutral ice, glove down by Jacob Holton. Now ahead for DJ Long. Taken away by the Titans. Eric Steenstrup. Ahead to Callahan. Matt Callahan over the blue line, left wing side. Callahan flips it to the slot for Stevens, at least intended for him, and it gets taken away by Loyola. Who will break the ice? Here in Bensonville, this one will go out of play into the Ramblers bench, stopping the clock with 13:08 in the second.
Both teams playing pretty well. I mean, it's not a sloppy game at all. Passes are being hit on the tape. We're coming down. I think that what's not happening so many times is the finishing shots on net. That's why you have low total shots on goal. But a pretty exciting game and a lot of high speed, a lot of good action.
Freemuth wins this draw. Joe Bear will play it to the near side corner. Again, folks, John and I are on the opposite side than what you're viewing, so I'm switching up my near and far sides. It can get a little confusing at times. This one will go right into the tunnel where some St. Ignatius players are waiting. They have the next game.
Somebody's going to get it tonight. Somebody's going to get a hit with a puck. So I'm thinking, is it me that's going to get hit? Is it my son who's going to get hit? Or any one of these other spectacular spectators? But I hope not.
I'll tell you what, if I get hit by the puck, I'm keeping that thing. I'm not throwing it back. Nick Ventura, all alone, gets a shot away. It was a pretty decent one. Braden Haney forced to make a save while he had 3 Loyola players defending him.
Dylan, I just want to take a second to give a shout out to my nephew, Jeffrey, and his girlfriend, Savannah, who came to visit from Tennessee. Actually, Jeffrey did a game with you at the JV level last night and said he had such great fun with you. Just kind of, being with you, calling your game as much as, he was calling the game and just watching you work. So he was very, very happy about that. Jeffrey, I hope you're on a safe trip back home to Tennessee.
Ditto to that. Now that was pretty fun calling that JV Elite 8 with Jeffrey. Of course, the JV boys got things done against Lincoln Way. They're in the Final Four against York, who they're also in the SHL Final against.
Got a glove off.
Here's a shot. Luke Winger makes the save from a tough angle. Rebound thrown to the net. Now grabbed by Adrian Sokol. Hard to tell whose glove that is. It's Sokol's, actually. He's playing out there with a bare hand, and that's where he got that shot away. Fitzsimmons gets a tip on this one into the zone. Mulvey races in there to take it away. Levy finds it. At the far side, he shoots it. Luke Winger will deflect it out of there. Now Eric Steenstrup. He will just dump this one down, then head off for a change. Owen Allenberg now out there with Loughran, Sherwood, Loyola, and Mulvey.
Dylan, I've heard you explain this a few times before, but that last play, that switch for Loyola, since it's inside their blue line, always looked like they had too many men on the ice. As it came around, we had a player that was about 5 feet from trying to get off, and a Loyola player jumped on inside their offensive blue line, and I'm surprised that there's not a little something missing there, but
that is a good point and a good pickup there, John. Had 3 power plays for GBS. 0 for 3. Loyola with 0 for 1 on the power play. Ventura takes a hit by the Rambler bench. Now a fight for the puck. Far side blue line right in front of Loyola's bench. And it's poked out of there. Grant Loughran ahead. Jason Van tips it to neutralize for Zach Freemuth. Freemuth turns around, fires. And that'll be padded and gloved away by Braden Haney. Still nothing on the board here in Bensonville with 10:40 to go in the second.
Dylan, as that GBS player, I think it was, let's see, I'm sorry, 37. Jack Mulvey was being lined up to be hit by the Loyola player at the Loyola bench where there is no glass. You know, I always feel like, oh, here it comes, because the player actually bends over the boards.
Right.
And the glass would actually kind of dilute some of the hit and make it not as painful.
Jack Mulvey with a great pass to Sherwood, but he couldn't bring it into the zone cleanly. So now Loyola brings it into the zone the other direction, and a shot from Charlie Bain while he was being defended. Was stopped by Winger, and then this one deflects into the Loyola bench. Titans leading shots here by the official scorers count 9-8.
Well, 9-8, but Winger made the best save on shot number 8 for Loyola. That was a 2-on-1. That Loyola player worked his way around, got clear, and then got some momentum. Did the big lean on his foot and tried to get as much power as he could, but Winger was up to the task to push that aside.
Zach Freemuth ready for the face-off. He wins it. Goes to Loughran, over to Ban, dumped back in by Loyola. Far side corner, they battle for possession of the puck. Loughran finds it. Grant Loughran slides it over to the near side. Jason Ban arcs it out. Finding it is Freemuth as he tips it into the zone. Loyola will get it out of there. Here comes Bain. Charlie Bain. Back pass for Jobert, gets outside the zone. Freemuth will go to Ventura with it. Ventura over the line, left side. Tried to center it for Freemuth, but it was just out of his reach. Now Loyola will send it the length for an icing, stopping the clock at 9:32.
That was a pretty good chance for GBS there. Quick outlet pass by Freemuth to the GBS player. Ventura, and then Ventura tried to bide his time, just hesitate a little bit, wait for Freemuth to get caught up on the play and then get it back there, and it didn't work out.
Puck drop, won by Loyola. Winner of this game will take on the winner of St. Ignatius and York, all set to go after this one. On this very same ice surface, you could see a big crowd of St. Ignatius players in the tunnel watching on. Maybe doing a little scouting. That's going to be a great game, by the way, after this one. St. Ignatius and York. Definitely sticking around for that one. Throw some highlights up on the SHL Instagram. 9:01 to go in the second.
Waltman didn't get everything on that shot, and Winger had a clear line of sight. So that was a little bit elementary, and then Winger just held on to the puck, and so we'll get a defensive zone draw for GBS.
Actually see a pretty decently sized Glenbrook South student section from our view here on the opposite side of where you're looking from. It was kind of hard to see them down in that corner down to your left, but I've just spotted them.
Kitty corner to the Loyola fan base.
Sherwood gets a tip on this one. It won't be an icing. Wyatt Sherwood can't get a pass past Chris Sipe. Now here comes Holton. Holton gets around Loughran. Jacob Holton below the line. His pass intercepted by Sherwood, who gets it out of the zone. Halfway through regulation time here in Bensonville, still without a goal on the scoreboard. Holton again. Has to get through the defensive pairing of Loughran and Almberg, not able to do that, so Grant Loughran brings it out. Casper Wojula. Now it goes into the zone and Loyola will take it again. Grant Loughran will dump this down. And Ryan Cowan gets it to Sipe near side. Chris Sipe can't get it past Mann. Jason Mann has a look. He has speed as well. He takes a shot, and Haney makes the save. Glenbrook South's 10th shot on goal. Haney with 10 saves.
You know, I like that what Mann did. He stole the puck, and all the GBS players were behind him. Came in on by himself, and I like the fact that he can take that shot from 30 feet out. Maybe one of the only GBS players that's going to have a chance to beat the goalie, even one-on-one, just with the speed of the shot and the placement. It's got a very, very heavy shot.
Out comes Loyola. Here comes Messina. He'll take a shot, blocked by Sokol. Nice stick on that one to deflect it away.
Heads up.
A wraparound try. Luke Winger with a big save there to keep the game scoreless. Adrian Sokol chips this one down into the zone. Steele to Cadlick. Nathan Cadlick back for Steele. Will Steele missed a pass. Adrian Sokol will choose not to let it go for an icing and instead keep the play going. Jason Mann gave it right away to Levy. Jack Levy backhands it down below the line. Adrian Sokol will find it. Adrian Sokol kicks it ahead to his stick. Adrian Sokol dumping it down. That one's on target, and Haney makes the stop. 6.5 to go in the second period. Sokol to Steenstrup. Eric Steenstrup, great pass to Callahan. Matt Callahan takes a shot, stop, rebound. Stevens had a wide open cage and fanned on the shot. The other way comes Loyola. It's Cole Jobert throwing it to the blue paint. Titans get it out of harm's way. Almberg is taken down. This game's starting to get a little bit chippy. Ryan Cowan now. Gave it up Steenstrup. Eric Steenstrup can't pull it ahead. Here comes the Ramblers, Mikey Baker. This shot gets deflected high up and out of play, stopping the clock with a tick less than 6.
Well, so far, Stevens had the best opportunity. He had a yawning cage just waiting for a puck, but the problem was the puck was bouncing. It was bouncing pretty high, probably like 6 inches off the ice. So you take a swipe at it, and if you can't hit it perfectly, it's not going anywhere. So he got his stick on it. It just kind of pushed it wide by about a foot and about 3 feet in the air. It was a tough puck to hit into that.
Couple of 37s at the faceoff dot. Jack Mulvey wins it. Mulvey to Wojula, far side by the Loyola bench, plays it off the near boards to Sherwood, but it's going to be taken away by Chris Sipe here. Chris Sipe down through the neutral zone. They dump this one in, and Finnegan, it's a shot on net, but that one steered away by Winger. Sherwood off the far boards looking for Wojcila, didn't find him, but the Titans will play back with it in their own end. Jack Mulvey takes a man down. Finnegan into the zone, takes a shot from up high. Luke Winger makes the save, wanted to play it, waited a little too long there, and the whistle will sound on it.
I think that was a good play by Winger because he knew that Jack Mulvey was caught up ice caught with another Loyola player. They're trying to untangle themselves, and it just, the numbers were right for Wiggers, and he said, I'm not taking these out.
Loyola looking for consecutive Final Four appearances, where last season when they were one of the most dominant teams in Illinois, if not the most dominant, were upset by Stevenson, who eventually went on to win the state championship. Jason Ban, this one gets deflected high. 7-5, by the way. If any of you viewers remember that game from last season in the Final Four, what a barn burner that was. They fight for it along the half boards. Still pinned up there, and boy, Levy, looked like he didn't even move a muscle there. He was just trying to waste time, and when the game's tied, I don't really get that. Here's a big hit and neutralized. Ventura takes down Jack Levy. Ryan Cowan, this one takes a crazy bounce off the boards, goes right to the blue paint area. Freemuth will get it out of the zone. This one deflects into the Loyola bench, and a glove save there by Henry Fitzsimmons.
I think that was Levy who was lining up the GBS player right in the middle of the ice. GBS player just got his head caught down. I don't think it was the other way around. And after the hit, I think Levy was the one that actually got the worst of it. He kind of stood up and kind of shook his jaw a little bit there to just see if everything was okay. All of his marbles were in place. Big, big hit.
A number of penalties in the first period, nothing in the second. Here's a shot, Luke Winger makes the save. Callahan will get it ahead to Stevens. DJ Long will find it, try and dump it back in, but Adrian Sokol brings it ahead. Adrian Sokol all the way down low. Try to backhander, that was blocked. Now fight it for the puck in the corner. It's gonna be taken by Sipe. Vanderplug from a knee as he was falling, gets it to the far side for Callahan, who dumps it low. DJ Long out to neutral ice. Vanderplug, now Callahan. That Callahan with a quick stick handle to avoid a takeaway, and then he'll dump it down. Still nothing on the scoreboard here. Chris Sipe gets it to the center, and a quick chance, and Luke Winger doesn't even have to make a save there. He'll catch this one with his glove to stop play with 3:05.
Dylan, I think within about 30 seconds, you just saw Sipe make a really, really great defensive play off of Sokol. They're both about the same size, so Loyola was happy to have Sipe back there, but then Sipe comes right back down the ice and works his way around a couple defensemen, so he's got a lot of offensive ability too, besides his defensive prowess.
Wyatt Sherwood to the far side. Jack Mulvey plays it back for Almberg. Almberg to Mulvey again. Takeaway here by Bain. Now Mikey Baker to the slot. Bain, and couldn't collect the puck cleanly after that. The other way comes Wyatt Sherwood, drops it off Jack Mulvey with a shot blocked by Cowan. Rebound, he gets this one on target, and Haney makes the save. Charlie Bain chipping this one down low into the GBS zone. Down to the corner it goes. Lochran gets hit along the corner. Loyola tries to center it, but it hops over Cadlet's stick and out to neutral ice. Owen Almberg gets it out to neutral, hopped over Cadlet's stick again. He might want to make sure there's not a hole in that. The other way comes Loyola. Zach Waltman down below the goal line, centered it, tipped away. Chris Sipe on target, and Luke Winger makes another save. And then a scrum after the whistle. Loyola student section loves that. See, I don't think we're going to get any penalties for it, but they're still in each other's faces down there. Almberg, you can tell he's red in the face.
It's easy to identify Chris Waltman, who was in there trying to do a screen in front of inches on the tallest GBS player. There's a broken stick for the GBS player.
Soen Almberg skating back to the bench. So I guess he broke his stick and all of that. Loyola students are buzzing right now.
Waltman is still chatting away, and he's right in front of his Loyola student section there. So I'm wondering if he's getting motivated to do that just because of the location of this faceoff.
Freemuth ready for the puck drop. 50-50 puck will be taken by Loyola. Waltman down in the corner. Adrian Sokol gets to it. Sokol to Ventura. Ventura gets it out of the zone. Chris Seip will dump it in. Here's Lochran in his own end. Plays it to the near side, deflects once, and goes to Freemuth, who backhands it out as it hops over Kadlik's stick. Does either team have a goal in them before this period expires? 1:15 on the clock. Kadlik to Seip. Chris Seip. And that gets deflected by Adrian Sokol on its way, and racing in there is Aiden Fisher to steal this puck away. Fisher thrown to the slot, right to Sokol, and he will help get it out. And it is kept alive, as a matter of fact, by Loyola. Levy down below the goal line. In up against the boards, Adrian Sokol. Zach Freemuth finds the loose puck and gets it out. 39 seconds. Freemuth will chip this one in down the left wing side. Comes to the far side, and Eric Steenstrup now fighting for it. Eventually the puck comes free and goes out to neutral ice, where Sherwood will dump it back down. 20 seconds to go before the intermission. Messina into the zone. Blocked by the skates of Almberg. Now it goes down to the far corner. 9 seconds on the clock. Eric Steenstrup, without his stick, will kick this puck and pin it up against the boards. Rambler goes down there. Clock expires. So the period has come to an end here.
I really like what the refs just did there. Get a couple of players really putting their stick
Welcome back to the South Hockey Radio Network, live on Mixlr and live on Twitch. 17 more minutes of regulation time here between the Titans and the Loyola Gold Ramblers. And boy, John, has it been a tense game so far? 0-0, the goaltenders shining. Luke Winger, 13 of 13. Braden Haney, 14 of 14. And at some point here, eventually, one of them is going to crack. And, you know, we might see it in this third period, maybe late in this third period. We might even go to OT, 0-0. The Titans and Ramblers have been to overtime twice this season. As we pointed out, GBS won both those games, 1-0 in the shootout at Glenview Ice Center, and then 3-2 at home of the Chicago Wolves All-State Arena. And it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing more even than the shots on goal is the score. 0-0 versus a 13-14 shot on goal differential. So here we have it. We have a nail biter going into the third period, 0-0. I'm imagining everybody in this place is as nervous as can be, and we just don't know what the outcome is going to be. But we take a look at these two proud teams. They're going to put it all on the line right here for these last 17 minutes. You know, you might see overtime, which will make it even more crazy. But Loyola just experienced an overtime loss against New Trier where they tied up the game with 12 seconds left. So, you know, they've been through that nerve-wracking experience really recently. So the ref is ready to drop this puck. Their teams are getting their last-minute instructions. If you take a look down, really from their players, not the coaches, Cowan on this side and Zach Freeman on the other side. So here we go, ready to get this thing decided with 17 minutes, probably.
You talk about that overtime loss for Loyola against New Trier in the SHL playoffs. Don't forget, in the Sweet 16, the previous round of this tournament, Loyola also went to overtime against St. Viator, where they ended up getting the winner off the stick of Mikey Baker. So they have gone to 2 straight overtime games prior to this one. Will it be 3 in a row? Will either of these teams find a regulation winner? Still no goals in the game. One more period remains, and we are underway. Zach Freeman. Jason Ban gets it out of the zone. It goes to Klein, who dumps it down. Adrian Sokol chips it out to neutral ice. It goes through Cowan and almost to Freemuth, but it did take a hop away from him. Drop off pass. Messina takes a shot and a nice stick there by Adrian Sokol to knock it up and out of play.
Yeah, and there you go. Aiden Fisher again, just playing. That whole line, he was on offense. So I don't know if I've just missed that already, but your defenseman has now been moved up to the front 3.
By the way, quick shout out to, of course, my former broadcast partner, Casey Crable, tuned in. Casey, I know we have some good memories here at the Edge Ice Arena. Not the best memory last year in the Elite Eight against Loyola, but hoping to get some redemption from that. Nick Ventura slips it to Ban. Jason Ban over the line. Left wing side takes a shot, and that goes into the netting of a deflection. 16-16 to go in the third.
Dylan, I just wanted to mention that both of these uniforms by the teams are reminiscent and very much like the Montreal Canadiens, what I would consider their away jerseys back in my time, but now they're home jerseys. They really are my favorite jersey of all time, so I like looking at both of the jerseys on both of these teams.
Both with that stripe down the middle. GBS in black, Loyola in gold. We get a whistle here. The linesman is saying something with what appears to be a loud voice, and I'm not sure what. Brought the face-off back there. 16:10 to go in regulation time. A new line out there for Glenbrook South. Zach Freemuth, Jason Van, Nick Ventura. Freemuth takes the face-off. It's won by the Ramblers. Cadlick plays it behind his own net. Chris Sipe Ahead for Jobert. Jobert takes a deflection, and it goes to Bain just for a moment. He couldn't get clean possession of it. Zach Freemuth through the neutral zone. Freemuth drops it off Jason Van, left circle, back to the slot, Ventura, and he couldn't get a clean look on that try. Charlie Bain gets it into the zone, around Almberg. Bain to the net, wrap around try, looking for a pass. Bain still has it down in that near corner. Freemuth pressuring, and Zach Freemuth will take the puck away. To the near side, half boards Ventura. Out to neutralize Jason Van. Ventura takes a shot, and that got blocked in close. Stevens kicks it to himself, at least tried to, then goes down to the corner right by Loyola's student section. Battles for the puck, Steenstrup will find it. Now Stevens. Will Stevens back for Eric Steenstrup. Steenstrup. And down below the goal line again, now Stevens plays it up. Almberg with a slap shot from the right point, and that got blocked. And it goes out to neutralize again. GBS will try and catch Loyola in a change. Lochran fell down, Steenstrup shoots and scores! Eric Steenstrup breaks the ice with 14:42 to go in the third period, and it's 1-0 to the Glenbrook South Titans.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Lochran there because he moved in really all by himself. I think he was ready to take that shot, and then he lost his footing, fell to his knees, but quickly got up and knew that he was out of room, and he backhanded that puck to the waiting Steenstrup, who really ripped it low side, far corner, and Haney didn't have a chance on that one.
The 4-goal scorer in the regular season, number 40 in black, Eric Steenstrup, with perhaps the biggest goal of his career just there.
Assisted by number 18, Loyola.
Now this one dumped down into the zone. Vanderplug with it. Vanderplug to Callahan. Callahan into the zone with a shot, and that's blockered up high by Haney. Titans get a goal on their 16th shot on target. As this one gets deflected high and into the netting, you can give an assist to Grant Lochran on that Steeny goal.
Give an assist, but that was a great assist. I mean, here's a guy that's gone down to his knees and he said, oh, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be the one to score this. Let me feed it off to my buddy and let him put it in the net. That's exactly what he did.
The defenseman passes back to a forward, and it works out for Jim Philbin's side. This will be another icing. By the Titans, they'll look at another D-zone draw. GBS looking to get to the Final Four for the first time since 2020, where that tournament was eventually scrapped early due to the world shutting down in that year 2020, if you might remember. Right off the face-off, here's a shot deflected wide by Loyola. Now here's Aiden Fisher. Up high it goes for Sipe. Shoots, Winger makes the save and punches it down to the near corner. Levy to the near side for Sipe. Right down to the circle. Here's one thrown to the net by the Ramblers, and another save by Luke Winger. Trying to deflect it out. It's kept alive by the Ramblers. They throw it to the net. Blocked on its way. Rebound. Grant Lochran. And he just can't get it outside the zone. Matt Klein from the point. Shoots. That got blocked or maybe saved. Then on the rebound, thrown wide. Titans will get it out of the zone. Here comes Lochran over the line. Centers it. Wojcila tried a shot. Got blocked. Matt Klein ahead to Levy. Levy shoots from the neutral zone. That'll go into Winger's glove, and he hangs on with 12:45 to go in the third. Titans up 1-0. The only goal in the game here in the third by Eric Steenstrup.
I was going to say it was a really good player by Winger because it looked like Lockwood and a couple other guys were tired out there, but Lockwood's not leaving the ice, so I guess maybe I had that wrong.
Fremont's line out there. On the face-off to Ban. Ban throws it to neutral ice. Cowan there to receive. Nick Ventura near side, center ice. Now Fremont gets it into the zone, but not far past Cowan's skates. Charlie Bain, left circle, pulls it ahead, takes a shot. He's tried to. Didn't make anything happen there. Owen Almberg plays it off the boards, looking to get it out. Does leak outside the zone. Nick Ventura swiping this one ahead, but can't get past Kadlik. Now Jobert, he will take a shot. Luke Winger makes the save and then covers it up on the rebound. Cole Jobert, number 24 in gold out there, tied with Charlie Bain for points in this AHAI State tournament, each of them with 2 goals and 1 assist through the prior 2 games before this one.
And I said before that he was the 12-second left goal scorer in that Loyola New Trier loss. Loyola's lost to New Trier overtime. But he sent it into overtime in 12 seconds. That was really exciting.
It sure was. Max Anderson picked the wrong time to head out. Adrian Sokol takes a shot. That's stopped by Haney. Eric Steenstrup, the goal scorer. Far corner, centers it. Goes right to the stick of Jacob Holton. Holton will send it in, take a hit along the near side boards. And the whistle sounds. I don't think there's going to be a penalty called. I think it's because of the injured player. And so the trainer will come onto the ice, make sure everything's all right because he was shaken up.
Yeah, Matt Callahan came from all the way on the other side of the ice to make that hit. That was all very, very clean. Pretty violent, you know, just because of the speed that the players were skating at. And he just cut down the Loyola player right at the center ice line and crunch.
11:39 to go in the third. The number 2 seeded Glenbrook South Titans with a goal. And that's it so far. Couple of 37s at the dot. Jack Mulvey against Finnegan. And we get a whistle here quickly. And the linesman has just talked to Casper Wojcila and Henry Fitzsimmons about the positioning of their stick. And after he talked to them, they didn't move a muscle. Finnegan now down low. It's Waltman chasing after it. Adrian Sokol had to get it out. It's kept alive. Finnegan to Sipe. Sipe shoots, deflected on its way, and that one wouldn't go. Shot from the point. That one just misses the net wide to the right. Chris Sipe right point. Over to Steele. Left circle. He will shoot, and Luke Winger with another save, stopping the clock with 11 flat.
Yeah, Will Steele got all his weight on that shot, and the GBS only made a great stop. And all of those shots now, Dylan, are going to be pretty nerve-wracking for everybody in this building to watch as they work their way through a myriad of players. It's just nerve-wracking because then you go look at the net and say, is this guy going to make this save? Right? And GBS stopped that one forward.
GBS swipes it out of the zone. Diving was Grant Loughran. Now Loughran plays it off the glass. It goes to Jason Ban, who settles it down. Loughran to Ban. Off the boards it goes. And back down into the Titans zone. Owen Almberg out to neutral ice. Glove down by Levy, and he will dump it back in. Now Messina on a steal. Tommy Messina! And Luke Winger makes another big save.
I'm laughing a little bit because Tommy Messina put a great move on the GBS player. Came in really clean sight, took the shot. Winger made the stop, and then he checked the Loyola player who was standing there waiting for a rebound. So he has all of his wits about him tonight. And so not only is he concentrating on the puck at the same time, but his eyes are moving around and seeing who's waiting and what opportunities does Loyola have that I'm going to stop not only the shot, but stop any other chances that they have. I'll even clear a player out in front of the net.
A very smart and active goaltender, the SHL Goaltender of the Year. As voted on by the coaches, an MVP last season as well. Chris Sipe to Jobert. Cole Jobert to Baker. Mikey Baker can't get past Almberg. Now Sipe into the zone, drops it off Jobert. That was going way wide into Winger's glove anyway to stop play with 9:52 in the third.
Yeah, I really like what Sherwood did there. He came in on the left-hand side and made a couple moves and then dumped the puck down and went down to get it. The only problem is he didn't have any GBS players helping him. So he was moving a little too fast for his own team's good.
Right in front, this one thrown through the slot, and this shot just goes high of the net. Cadlick keeps it in right point. Slips it over, Chris Sipe shoots, deflected, and Luke Winger with a right pad save. Sipe, left point, across to Cadlick, he shoots, Winger with another stop. 21 for 21 so far on the night for the Glenbrook South alternate captain. Loyola with plenty of momentum now. It's only a 1-goal lead. It feels like everything after so much scoreless hockey, but it is not anywhere near safe yet. Jobert tips this ahead. Waltman gets it into the zone. Loughran there to punch it out. Zach Freemuth, near side, will send it into the zone. Shot actually goes on net, and Haney makes an easy save. Tipped in by Henry Fitzsimmons, and Loughran behind the net will play it to the far side. Owen Almberg. Ahead to Stevens, that missed his stick, so it'll go back to Loyola's zone. Will Steele across his own blue line, then he will dump it down just after stepping over center ice. Loughran far corner. Steenstrup gets it out, Stevens chips it in, and it goes down to Loyola's zone. Not very many clear scoring opportunities for either side in the last minute and a half to 2 minutes. A lot of dumping and chasing as Loyola dumps it into the zone once again. Here comes Freemuth, great pass to Band. Jason Band on the left side, shoots, and it just goes wide of Haney's net. Sokol can't keep it in, he'll play it back to Vanderploeg. Asher Vanderploeg trying to get it to Nick Ventura, he hops over his stick. Captain defenseman Ryan Cowan ahead for Messina, now Jack Levy. Levy over the line, fires one, blocked by Sokol. Racing in there to the near corner as the puck is being fought for. Eventually it goes to Ventura, who gets it out to Jason Band. Band towards the end of a shift will dump it in and go for a line swap. Jack Mulvey's line with Sherwood and Wojcila now. Chris Sipe will bring it into the zone, sticked away, and the Titans get it out to neutralize Sherwood with a pass over to Wojcila. Casper Wojcila can't corral it, and it gets sent back down to the Titans zone. They will have it again. Clock keeps ticking on the Ramblers. 6:45 to go in the third. No icing as it slowed up, so it'll be grabbed by Klein. Now ahead to Sipe. Sipe gets it to Aiden Fisher, who dumps it in. Owen Almberg finds it, plays it off the far boards. Loyola's student section is getting antsy. They haven't seen a goal all night. Here's Will Steele. Steal to Jobert. Jobert will tip it in. Goes below the GBS goal line. Grant Lochran to the far side for Steenstrup. The only goal in this game belongs to Eric Steenstrup early in this third period. Now Jobert, stopped by Luke Winger, let up a rebound, and it's swiped out of harm's way for the time being. Now this one into his glove, and he will freeze the clock.
Dylan, the feeling that I get, the feeling that I have right now is it's like the calm before the storm. As we look at the clock with 5:43 left, I mean, this is getting pretty nerve-wracking, and I think both teams are really, really happy to, first of all, get it out of their defensive zone. You know, it's like a relief once that puck leaves the zone when the game gets so tight like this.
Loyola with a 12-4 advantage in shots here in this third period. Jason Bain tried to pull it ahead to himself, couldn't do that, and Bain will get it to Jobert. Jobert takes a hit, gets it into the zone, and Allenberg will try and swipe it out, kept alive by Bain. Bain tried to center it, goes right to Zach Freemuth. Freemuth to Bain, back for Freemuth. Zach into the zone, drops it off, and Ventura couldn't get a clean wood on that one. Here comes Bain dumping this one in. Jason Bain. Now Ventura, just a step off sides was Jason Bain. That was a close one, but I believe it was the right call.
Yeah, you're not going to make any deke on that one. Just bring it in, get the whistle, and just, you know, set up a different way, you know, to try to get that puck in. That just is a bang-bang play.
Boy, John, we've done so many Titans games recently, and I gotta say, this team knows how to make your heart pound. A 1-0 lead for GBS in the final 5 minutes of the third period. Adrian Sokol. Now it gets deflected for Vanderplug. Vanderplug in the corner, couldn't get rid of Waltman. Zach Waltman down low. Now right to the net, a quick stuff chance, and another, and it's stopped by Luke Winger. And a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. Vanderplug down on the ice, 4:32 to go.
You know, that's a Vanderplug-Waltman matchup, which is a pretty big of a big mismatch, just in size. So I wasn't surprised that Vanderplug was having some issues. He's got a lot of heart, that kid, and he was tussling with the tallest, biggest Loyola player out there, and got a little tight, and it ended up getting a shot on net.
Asher Vanderplug, the freshman, going up against Zach Waltman. GBS now, Ventura ahead to Freemuth. Zach Freemuth over the crossbar and off the glass. Ventura finds it, right circle, eludes one check. Ventura to Freemuth. Zach Freemuth, far side corner, spins to get around Cadlick, centers it, looking for Ventura, didn't find him there. Cowan will get it out to neutral ice. Aiden Fisher into the zone. This one deflects up and out of play and almost perfectly into the garbage can. Boy, would that have been fantastic.
I don't see anybody going for the puck. There is no net here in Bensonville along the side boards, just on the corners, like the NHL. Most rinks have nets all the way around now.
Might not be the safest, John, but it's great for our camera. Another neutral zone face-off is pulled back by the Ramblers. 3:50 to go here in the third. This one's dumped down. It'll go down to the near side corner. Loyola up high here, Sipe. Down to Jobert. Jobert shoots, and that one just missed the net from a tough angle.
Didn't do his team any help. He shot it so hard it went all the way around the corner and out of the zone.
We'll keep a close eye on Braden Haney. Down to our left, see when DJ LaVar and Scott Sorello for Loyola will pull him in favor of a sixth attacker, and we get a whistle here, stopping the clock at 3:18.
What a great play by Lochran, who just stayed with that Loyola player. Really, it was just a speed contest, and Lochran never left him. and just held on. They ended up falling on the puck behind the net, which is now all of these are good players, good plays for GBS. You can look at a lot of pucks being stopped. This last 3 minutes is probably going to take a little bit of time to get over with.
Face off in GBS's zone, circle the wingers left. Forced out of there by GBS. Now back into the zone comes Loyola. And the puck nearly goes out of play.
We get a hand pass.
Good call, John. 3:05 to go in the third. And another neutral zone face-off. And by Loyola. Here's Steele trying to get it ahead. Zach Freemuth will take it away. Goes right back to Ryan Cowan, who dumps it in. Haney still in his net for the time being. Levy centers it. Here's a shot and a save. Rebound. Rainbows high. The winger lost his stick, it appears. And Loyola still with the puck. Here's Cowan with a shot. And that one was saved or blocked. It didn't go.
But the Loyola player who's injured trying to get up, he finally does.
Freemuth offered Winger his stick, but instead Winger took his own stick there, so Zach Freemuth's just sitting on the ice, but now with the whistle, Freemuth will get his stick back.
That was Jack Levy who got dumped or hit with a puck. A couple of hard shots that made their way towards Winger, but didn't get there, and I have a feeling one of them hit Levy, number 81 on Loyola, who's now on the bench, got his head down, and he's going to be seen by one of the trainers.
You can see Haney at the hash marks. Loyola waiting for possession to pull him. Chris Sipe. Haney thought about it for a moment, circled back, now he makes the sprint. So Loyola with an empty net and 6 attackers. Matt Klein takes a shot, and Winger makes the save. Maybe a piece there for Bain on its way to the net.
Very cool that Winger put a stop on that, left no rebound as a couple of Loyola players were coming down on him. Now, you may be looking for, you're not going to get a timeout here by Philbin, but
Loyola wins the draw. Jobert shoots. Winger makes the save, and the goaltender was out of his net again for that faceoff, so looks like that's going to be what they stick with here with 2 minutes left. 1-0 GBS. A trip to the Final Four on the line here for both teams. Puck is dropped. One back by the Ramblers. Here's Sipe. He shoots. Blocked in front. Then Baker. That one just goes wide. Rebound thrown to the blue paint. Winger kicks it out of there. Getting it back is Baker. He shoots. Save made. Rebound. They score. Charlie Bain has tied the game with 1:41 to go. And it's all even here in Bensonville.
now that is a pretty excited crew, the student section, everybody, but it's tough for GBS. This Loyola team, we just watched do this the other night. Of course, they waited until 12 seconds left to go. Tonight they wait till 1:41 on the clock before they can tie this game up. There is still a lot of drama to be decided here with a minute and 41 left to go on the clock. Possibly you're looking at a timeout there to get it mapped out. Just a thought.
Not just yet for the Titans. Adrian Sokol. Miss Ventura with a pass. Now it goes back into the zone. Luke Winger. Got it to Sokol. Loyola fans and players alike electric right now. Jason Van. Left side takes a shot. Blocked by Cowan. Rebound open net. And Braden Haney dives across and makes an incredible save.
Dylan, that might be the save of the year for me watching high school hockey. That puck was shot and hit the backboards behind the net and really sprang out. Haney had moved in the wrong, actually came around the side that the shot was taken, and all of a sudden that puck sprang out on the other one. GBS player took a shot, and Haney, complete extension, diving for that puck, caught it in his mitt. Wow. I want to see that one on the replay.
Loyola wins the face-off in their own zone. Bain, who just tied it up, gets it ahead to Jobert. Pulls Jobert into the zone, down below the goal line. It comes to the far side. They center it, and Mikey Baker trying to make something happen. Puck is up, and Mikey Baker taps it home.
Is incredible. The things that can happen in the least amount of time. Jim Philbin telling his crew, he's got his whole team over there, this is not over, and that's the drama I'm talking about. There's still 57 seconds left to go. And so say who wants to be the hero on this team? Who wants to tie this game up 2-2?
57 seconds to go. Now it's Swinger that we'll keep our eye on. Face-off won by Loyola. They'll dump it in. The big guns out there for Jim Philbin. No surprises there. Jason Van with a pass that gets intercepted. Back it goes to Lochran. Now Ventura tips it in. Fremont. Now Ventura, Luke Winger, thought about it for a moment, then he'll head back. This will be an icing, and that'll stop the clock with 35.2, and I think Winger's got to be on the bench for this face-off, and yeah, that's the way it'll go. And a timeout is being called here by Jim Philbin. You can just see in Luke Winger's body language, he is upset, to say the least.
It's a tough one for him because, it all comes draining out. Listen, we still got 35 seconds left to go, so the team wants to, save face and get that timing going so Winger can have a chance to still win this game. It's just brutal. It's brutal to have, your goalie of the year have a goose egg up on the board for, 17, 17, and 15 minutes of the third, and then have this happen. So I feel for Winger and the team, but hey, there's 35 seconds left to go.
Charlie Bain tied it. Mikey Baker took the lead. Mikey Baker, that was his second goal of this AHAI tournament. Charlie Bain with his third. And the Glenbrook South Titans' dreams of heading to the United Center on the line here. Fremont ready for the face-off. After the Titans timeout, let's see what they have.
The refs are going to want to get this face-off done right.
Puck falls, it's won by Loyola. Haney will dive on top of it, and 2 seconds drip off the clock. 33.6. Fremont and Jobert again. This time Fremont wins the face-off. Jack Mulvey backhander to the net. Takes a bounce and goes to the corner. Loyola will send it down to the empty net. Almberg out of midair with his glove. 22 seconds to go. Fremont down to the corner. Chasing after it. A hit into the boards. Loyola finds it. They will send it all the way down and wide of the net. It'll be an icing. And 13.0 on the clock here for GBS.
Shot only missed by a couple feet, otherwise this clearly would have been over. So here we go, GBS's last chance.
Fremont wins the face-off. Olmberg slap shot, looking for a tip by Mulvey, didn't get it. Sokol has it, and a scrum behind the play. Olmberg involved. It'll go to Jobert. 3 seconds, 2, now 1. One more shot. And Loyola wins.
Big pile up behind the net.
distraction for Loyola to go celebrate with their student section. Almberg in DJ Long's face.
Yeah, the ref is telling Almberg, you better get back, or otherwise some other consequence is going to happen. I don't know what that could possibly be at the end of the game. Tough loss for GBS. They're lined up here. You got a couple Loyola players who are starting to work their way over. You still have refs. I actually think the ref is going to make him come off the ice and not even be able to go to the handshake line. Almberg, I'm talking about.
I think you're right, John. Luke Winger, the line leader at center ice. And the handshake line will commence. So Loyola pulls off the upset as the 7 seed, taking down number 2 GBS. And for the second consecutive season, they will play in the Final Four here in the state tournament.
I'm thinking about the seniors tonight and their quest for a United Center visitor. Lundgren, Mulvey, Steamstrup, Callahan, Van, Loyola, Almberg, and Sokol. And this is their end to their state title fight. They still have a game left to go to play and maybe a couple more in the SHL playoffs, but I'm just going to do a shout out to them for just a great fight for the state championship. A lot of excitement they gave these people in the crowd, me, you, Dylan, coaches, parents. It was really awesome. Tough loss.
Well, quite a historic team for the GBS hockey program, and a tough way for their state run to come to an end, giving up 2 goals in the final 2 minutes and losing their 1-0 lead by a final score of 2-1. But John, you said it. It could be worse. That could have been the end of the road for this team this season. They do have that Game 3 against GBN in the SHL playoffs coming up. Maybe more if they can win that game, but it's going to be interesting to see how these guys respond from this loss when it comes time for that Game 3, because GBN also lost last night. So they're going to be pretty frustrated about that too. And, just the fact that both of the teams are now out of the tournament, it just is going to make that game even more intense, because then you're talking about the SHL playoffs being your season elimination type thing.
Yeah, that's the next biggest prize that they have to fight for. And if you looked at Winger when he came off the ice, I mean, he was upset. Upset like I've never seen before. And I would be too, obviously. I mean, you're talking about you put a PSEG up for so long during this game, and to have that outcome happen and not be able to lock that thing down and close the deal, he's going to have a long night, I think, tonight. But that's part of playing sports at the level that these kids play at. Is you got to figure out how to, you just got to forget it. Who knows how long the player will take to do that? But he's been spectacular all year long, as the rest of his team has. So this is just a tough one to swallow. Go home, I don't know, have a steak. I don't know what it is, but be in the locker room and just talk about it. Just figure it out.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at the Edge Ice Arena in Bensenville. For all of you still tuned into our broadcast, thank you so much for sticking around with us. It's been quite a pleasure to cover this AHAI state tournament for the Titans. And, don't forget, it may feel like it, but this is not the end of the line for GBS. Still unscheduled. We don't know when, but we do know there will be that Game 3 against Glenbrook North in the SHL playoffs. So be on the lookout for the schedule announcement there. But, John, unless you've got any final thoughts.
Just, wipe away a tear or two. That's it.
Well, for Gerard Boris on